Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I just want to make a quick video giving a little bit of updates about where I'm at, what I'm doing, and everything. So yeah, it's currently 2022 March, and currently I have a full-time job, and I just applied for another job as a messaging specialist. Well, my current job is a messaging specialist, and my other job is the one that I'm applying to is lead generation specialist. So that's more of marketing, more of outbound KPIs and all this kind of stuff. So it should be fun. I'll give you guys an update on how that goes. But on the other side of things, as you all know, I do have my own business, and things are going pretty good. It's very passive. It started out more of like a lot of coaching, a lot of training, but now since the team is they're running by themselves. So it's pretty much just me monitoring things, KPIs, and just kind of giving suggestions here and there. So it's pretty much a passive income, and the way it works is they pay me hourly, and then I just pay my team a certain percentage of that. And let's just say that it gives me enough income to live wherever I want. Well, wherever I want, not in obviously I'm not going to go to like freaking Miami or something or whatever. So I'm actually still in another country. I do still have my residence in the U.S., but some things happened, and I had to go somewhere else. So I'll be back probably later this year. I don't know yet, but I'm making myself feel comfy for now in my unit. I'm staying in a condo. I'll probably show you guys the unit when it's a little bit better. It's still kind of messy, but anyway. So I just wanted to talk about, actually I really had one thing in mind right now, and that is as a business owner, as an online business owner, someone who lives by themselves, who's single and doesn't have kids and all that kind of stuff, doesn't have pets. It does get really hard when you're doing things that I just noticed I'm like swinging this. I actually really like this chair. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I'm not gonna try it, but I really like this chair. But anyway, when you run a business online and it doesn't have any staff, it doesn't have anyone you work with. Well, obviously my team. It's a very small team, by the way, and your job is remote, and you just meet with like your team, your co-employees or whatever you call that. Online, it does get pretty lonely, honestly. And one thing that I've noticed is that lately, and one of the reasons why I want to get a new job is because I don't feel fulfilled with the current job I have. I haven't had a job in a long time. Actually, I never had a job before this, like an actual, job, that a W-2 where they actually take your taxes out before they pay you. I did have a couple others. Actually, I only had one job before that, which was still a messaging specialist for a online entrepreneur who makes 8 figures a year. So that was a good experience. That was a good learning experience to really take off my current business that I do right now, aside from real estate. So it does become very draining when you're just by yourself. You're working alone. You do have friends, but what I noticed is that at least the friends I have, and one reason why I want to get new friends, not replacing my old friends, but getting more friends that are more related to me, is because in this space there's not many people, because most people are employees, most people are employee minded, and most people don't want to take risks. And my whole life has just been, at least my whole adult life so far, has just been full of risks. I just go out and do things that I want to do. And it's really hard to find people that have the same mindset and are willing to, make it a big investment in their business. Not really in terms of money or capital, but just like really just go all out and, take that risk. So really vibing with people of the same mindset is very hard to find. And it's just draining because I invest a lot of time into people who are not even that don't have anything that's related to me. I have friends that we hang out or we play games here and there, but like actual valuable things about my things that I want to accomplish in life, it's very hard to find. Actually, I probably just met less than a handful of people. So from that, at the job I currently have, and one of the reasons why I want to quit is because I just honestly I don't feel fulfilled at all. And when I was working on my own business for the past couple of years, I felt great. Like, yeah, sometimes it would be kind of tough, but at the end of the day, what I did, I knew I felt fulfilled because it's something I wanted to do. So with that said, I don't feel fulfilled, and it really leads to depression. It really leads to me feeling depressed, and it affects my relationships with my friends, with I wouldn't say my family too much because I try to keep them out of it. But really just my relationships with my friends and my currently ex-girlfriend. I did the last video, I don't know when that was, but I did have a girlfriend for a few months. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. Actually, it's very confusing. I don't want to get into too many details right now, but a few lessons that I learned from that relationship, and also just from being in a very depressive state for a long time. In life, we tend to really depend on other people or other things to make us feel happy. And at the end of the day, we have to make ourselves happy. We have to, like they say, happiness is a choice. And to be honest, it is in a way. Like, we have to be grateful for the things we have, but just being grateful is not going to make you happy. Like, yeah, of course I'm grateful for a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that, like, I'm in a happy state. I'm not where I want to be. And when we rely on other people, like relationships, for example, if we rely on our girlfriend, for example, to make us happy, to fill that void in our heart, it's like when they leave, you're going to go back to the same state. But right before I was dating this girl, I was already in that phase where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stop, dating. I'm just going to focus on myself. And also, but at the same time, like I knew that I needed to focus on myself because I was already like going into that depressive state. Then we started talking, and I felt better because now I kind of relied on her to give me that sense of happiness, give me that sense of comfort. But then we broke up, and now I'm seeing that I'm going back to that state again because I never really worked on myself. So the first thing I would say is, like, if you are feeling sad or depressed, if you're an entrepreneur or just in general, like you live by yourself, then I would say, like, really just work on yourself. And there's a few ways to do that. Now, a few ways to do that, and not saying that you need to rely on these things, because really happiness is just really being grateful for what you have, or where you're at right now in life, and just accepting it. And obviously might not be satisfied, but you have to be content in a way, but also keep striving for more. So obviously you want to try new things. Like, if what you're doing right now is not making you happy, then try something else. Meet new people. If the friends you're around, if they're not there for you, or even able to, like, because example, let's say that you have a problem with your business, but all your friends, or they don't understand any of this business concept stuff, and you're doing everything by yourself. Well, they're not going to really be able to console you at all because they don't understand that. So when you have friends or companions that will be able to console you and actually help you out with whatever you're going through that's so specific, then it makes things a lot easier. It makes you feel more accepted in a circle that is more relative to who you are. And one thing that I found is, like, you can really just find people just do the things that you like by yourself, and you'll just naturally make new connections. So I actually just recently purchased a piece of land, and I'm doing everything by myself. Like, I just follow the process because I've sold 2 houses already on my own that my family owns, but I sold them myself, so I understand the process. So I understood the process, so I went on and bought my own land. So when I was out there, I was like doing all the title and stuff, doing all the work that needs to be done. And I was alone, but I just randomly made a new connection with, she's like a founder of some brokerage. So I checked out their Facebook, and they seem pretty good. They're actually legit. So just making a new connection, especially in an industry that I'm trying to really tap into, that just helps. Like, you just randomly meet people. Like, example, I recently got into table tennis. It's really fun. If you guys want to try it, like a very moderate sport where it's not so much effort. I mean, there's effort, but it's more like hand-eye coordination and all that kind of stuff. It does make you sweat and it does get you tired, but try table tennis. But anyway, so I did start table tennis and I did make a few connections just by going there and doing it. You know, just like you'll find people, you'll engage with people. Either people are going to talk to you or you're going to talk to them. Like it's just gonna naturally happen. So that's another way to just meet new people and just try new things also. And if you feel like what you're doing is really not making you feel fulfilled, then you really just have to try new things. Like you can't just accept what you have in life now, because if you continue that, you're just gonna keep going down. And most people just keep going down in life. You know, work on yourself, work on your physique, work on your health. Just last year I started making smoothies. I started not just like the fruit smoothies that you see in the store, but like actual kale, spinach, celery. I put fruits in there also to give it a little bit of a sweetening taste. But it's mostly just greens, like healthy greens. I got into that because I really want to work on my health now. And going to the gym, exercising. You could exercise at home. I exercise at home most of the time actually. And just working on your finances, working on improving yourself in general. That will really help, boost your self-esteem, boost your motivation to keep going. Because I have felt at times that, I don't feel suicidal, but it's like I just don't want to do anything, and it still happens to me sometimes. And it comes to the point where I would just sit on my computer and I would do nothing for hours. I would just sit at it and do nothing. I wouldn't even scroll Facebook. I wouldn't play video games. I would just sit there and I'm just feeling like I don't want to do anything and I'm just wasting time. And it feels like that. But what I was told and what does work is really just getting your mind off of it by doing things. One thing what I was told, just play video games or something. Yeah, that can help you really take your mind off things, but that there's also the whole point where I don't want to just stay in this state, because if I do something that isn't really going to help me at all, I mean, it's going to help me in the sense that I'm going to be able to cope with it, but what I want to do is get rid of it. I don't want to just cope with things. So I want to do things that actually work on myself to improve myself. So I'm not saying playing video games is bad or anything, but it's a good temporary solution to that depressive state. But really, in my opinion, the key thing to do is really just focus on improving yourself. So what I'm going to be doing moving forward for 2022 is really dive into the real estate world. I do have my job. I'm applying for another job that pays pretty much double what I'm making now. And I have my business still. So, I mean, to be honest, last year, I don't want to say anything because I don't know if I'm going to do my taxes differently, but I made close to 6 figures last year, totally online, from my job, I had a job, but it wasn't really anyway, but pretty much I made 6 figures USD, just online, from a business, 2 businesses, real estate, and my job. So it is possible. I still want to strive for more. I was surprised when I was filing for my taxes. I was like, how the fuck did I make that much money? But anyway, so for this year, what I really want to focus on is getting a more higher paying job, but at the same time being able to outsource most of the menial tasks at the job, so I can focus on just the creative side, the strategic side of things. At the same time, I want to be able to outsource that and be able to work on my business, the other business that I have that is more passive. But also, I want to really dive into real estate. So that's why I bought this land. The land that I have, it's actually a pre-selling lot. So the entire area, the entire lot, it's about 5 hectares of land, or probably more. I can't remember, but it's pretty big. It's a very big piece of land. They're gonna make that into a subdivision. So right now it's just all grass. So my plan for now, because it's gonna take 3 years to develop that, there's actually bought the land with a tree on it, and I want to build a tree house. It sounds funny, right? I'm gonna build a tree house, and then I'm going to make it an Airbnb. Sorry, my brain is like, I've been out all day. So I'm gonna make that into Airbnb, and I'm making more connections with people in the real estate world, so I can jump into foreclosed houses. Where I'm at right now, I want to be able to buy foreclosed houses and then sell, fix it up, obviously, and then sell it. So it's pretty much the traditional fix and flip in America, where you go at an auction. Sometimes I don't have an auction. You buy it at the bidding price. When you get it, you fix it up. Sometimes it's in good condition. You just sell it. So that's the plan for now, and I'm already taking the steps towards that. I have the cash ready to buy the house now. I'm just looking for the right opportunity before I just go all out on it. So with that said, I know there's a long video, but yeah, if you're watching this, if you're my friend, if you're someone that I know, then take care, and I hope you guys got something out of this. I don't know. I hope you're all safe wherever you are, and yeah, so have a good one.